are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Yana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
Hello, and welcome once again to another hour of Leverage Your Score. My name is Tyrone Glover, and I am your Dress Down CEO coming to you live from my hometown, Yonkers, New York. As always, I love to tell you that I'm so grateful that you are here today. I'm grateful that you're here every Tuesday to show us that, hey, what we're doing is actually helping and providing that necessary resource for the communities, for the individuals looking to leverage their score to get to that next understanding of financial stability, financial freedom. It's going to come through what you do now. It's going to come through everything that you do, not what I provide you. It's going to come through what you do. I can give you all the information, every bit of everything that you can possibly use, but if you do not receive it, accept it, and then go out and do it, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. So I'm grateful to everyone who gives me their time, because you could be doing anything else. So thank you very much for tuning in every single Tuesday. This is Leverage Your Score. We are about making sure that consumers have the credit understanding that they need to get through and to that next financial opportunity. Because you're going to need credit. You're going to need credit. As much as we thought we were not going to need credit, you're going to need credit. For those of you who are old timers, young people coming up, whatever you were taught, whatever you were told about not needing credit, I'm here to pop that bubble. I'm here to change the methodology and the myths. I'm here to bust those myths about what's going on and how credit works, how you actually can achieve financial stability through maintaining a exceptional credit profile. It's not that hard, folks. It's not that hard. Your past is your past. I say it all the time. Your past is your past. We are not going to discuss your past. We're going to focus on your future. And I want those of you who are listening, those of you who have tuned in, those of you who continue to tune in, I want you to understand you got to get out your own way. You got to get out of your own way. As soon as you do, you're going to start reaping the benefits of what this show on Soul City Network does for consumers. You got to want it more than those of us who are providing the information. So with that being said, prior to anything, I always want to give the shout out to the creator, because without him, none of this would be possible. I would not be here doing what I'm doing today if it were not because of that good gracious of the creator. So if you haven't already, please give him that thanks. If you are on your way to sleep, please give him that thanks. If you're on your way traveling, please take a minute to thank him. As always, without him, none of this would be possible. And as always, you know what I like to do. I like to share. So those of you who have a device with you, please take 1 minute to invite people. The same way in which I'm inviting people, I want you to use that device, and I want you to go online, and I want you to start inviting people. Let them know, hey, the show's on. Hey, that guy who always talks credit is on. That guy who brings you a bunch of information is on. So do me that solid. Can you go out there and share? Can you go out there and share it on your messenger? Can you send it out to as many people as you possibly can? I'm doing it now. Here's my device. I'm doing it now. I'm sending it out. So I want those of you equally to go out there. This information should not be held to the chest. This information is for everyone. And unfortunately, a lot of us get information and we hold on to it thinking it's ours. It's just ours. It's just mine. Well, that's not the way this works. You're going to have to share. You're going to have to do your part. And sometimes our part is being that authorized user, being that co-signer. And I know how scary that all can be, but we're living in different times now, folks. And when you decide to do something in that manner, then again, do it in a contractual understanding, protects you, protect the individual, do the things that are required of you to get the desired outcome that you're looking for. And I'm telling you now, if you do that, you're going to save yourself a lot of hassle. So thank you as always. And we're going to jump right into subject matter. And today we're talking about how do you leverage your score with new credit products. How do I get to a 750, a 800? How do I move through the challenges? Because there's nothing difficult about what we do. There's nothing difficult about me giving you information and then you applying that information. And then when you need refreshers or when you need a review, calling us back, hooking up with us on a Zoom or whatever video conferencing method that is out there. Or I prefer, me personally, video conferencing methods because I'm a teacher. I have fourth graders or third graders becoming fourth graders right now. And these are amazing individuals. But as a teacher, I like to look at that face. I like to see the visuals. I like to see whether or not you're looking out the window. I like to see if you're biting your nails, if there's some nervousness going on, or are you someone who's attentive, focused, paying attention? Because those are the individuals that really want it. The distracted ones, you want it, but you still haven't really figured out how do you keep yourself engaged. And my job equally is to keep you engaged. So I'm going to say a little jokes here now and then. I'm going to keep you so involved. If I can keep fourth graders and fifth graders and sixth graders and seventh graders, I definitely can keep adults. And adults, you guys need this far more than my fourth and fifth. But I'm teaching my fourth and fifth exactly the same things that I'm teaching my adults. So again, leverage credit recovery. Our name says it all. Leverage, you always will need some form of leverage. Credit is, that's the foundation to any house that you will be erecting. And when I'm talking about house, I'm not talking about the one that you're going to buy or the one that you're thinking about buying. I'm talking about your financial house. You're going to need to have something that allows for four walls, both sides and front and back, along with that roof, to be erected so that you have something stable. And this is what leverage credit recovery is all about. And again, the recovery piece is because you can't fix credit. Can't fix it. You can't repair credit. You have to recover from poor financial decisions, poor financial behavior. Our recovery depends on what we do now. So I'm here providing you the information, and I do hope that we, the collective, are here receiving and are eventually going to address what potentially could be some of their hazards. All right. So let's move on to that. There we go. All right. So as we move through, we're going to be talking about new credit products for building credit. New credit products, there's a plethora of new credit products out there for building credit. This is about building. And also we can throw in another word, establishing. If you are someone who may have had some issues in the past, you now need to establish that credit. And the best way to establish that credit is obviously using credit products. If you're not using credit products, you're not building, nor are you establishing credit if you're not using credit products. So it's really important to understand that. You cannot build credit with debit or cash. It doesn't work that way. You must use a credit product in order to get you to a credit understanding. All right, it's just that simple. You can't put water in your gas tank thinking you're going to get somewhere. It doesn't work that way. You have to put gas in there. You can't put juice in your oil tank thinking that you're going to get somewhere. No, you have to put oil in there. You have to put the right content into those understandings to get the desirable results back out. It's just that simple. So to build credit or to reestablish credit, you're going to have to use credit products. All right, I'm diving dead into it. Here's some statistics that I wanted to leave you with. Poor to very poor, 16 to 18%. A 2019 Experian credit report reviewed found that 16% of consumers have very poor credit and 18 have fair credit scores. In many cases, lower credit scores reduce the likelihood of prime interest rates, which you already know. If you got a 400, 500, 600, I'm telling you right now, you are definitely going to get hit with something 18, 19, 20, 24%. If you're getting hit with those types of interest rates, I like to call them, those are default interest rates. They're just waiting for you to default. They're just waiting for a financial hardship to hit you so that they can come and snatch whatever it is that they gave you. So really think about your credit understanding. How can you get it to that next level? I'm showing you everything right now on how to move your credit into a positive understanding. Why am I so adamant about this? Because I myself had credit scores that were in those 5s, those 6s. I'm right now sitting beautifully at 713 across the board. And all I started doing was doing the things that I'm now instructing you guys or recommending that you guys do. Recommendations. All of our recommendations are exactly that. They're recommendations. And if you yourself can follow our recommendations, you will equally receive the same success that most of my clients have already. But this is not about bringing you in as a client. This is just about information, keeping it so that you can take this information, do your due diligence, some research, find others that might be able to validate what we're saying here, but we're already validated. We're already giving you everything. We've been vetted, validated. We've been proven beyond. And every client that I have, every friend that I have will tell you, we do what we say we're going to do. It's just that simple. So a Federal Reserve report found that 39% of Americans don't have enough money on hand to cover a $400 emergency expense. You got to build that credit up. You got to get it to an understanding where even if you didn't have that $400, you still have a substantial credit understanding that could carry you over until opportunities open up. You got to get that credit fixed. You got to get it under control. You got to get that credit repaired. You got to get it under. You got to recover. My apologies. You have to recover from poor financial decisions and take your credit to that next level. It's just that simple. So what about consumers with no credit history? Well, another group of Americans who fall in a bad credit range are those who do not have a credit history at all. So what they're more or less saying, you are invisible. You are an invisible credit worthy person, but yet because you haven't established anything in the credit realm, you're now an invisible person when it comes to credit. Financial Protections Bureau, which is the Credit Financial Protections Bureau, which is the FTC, the CFPB, my apologies. 26 million U.S. adults are considered credit invisible due to lack of credit history. If you're a consumer who falls in this group, possible options are loans designed to build credit. Bank loans, credit unions, loans to own companies. These are just some options that can be used if you are looking at, again, you're invisible and now you need to become someone who is visible to the credit realm or to the credit space. But if you think about that, we got 16 to 18%. You're fair to no credit to fair. And then you have, again, the individuals with absolutely no credit. You have zero history. So it's really time to now address something that you are going to need. Remember I said credit is the foundation. It's that opportunity that allows for you to erect those walls. All right, if you lack a credit history or have poor credit, opening a credit card can be a smart way to build or rebuild credit. All right. The purpose of these secured cards is exactly for that. As long as you practice responsible financial behavior. And that's where all of us really have to understand. If you borrow it, you're going to have to repay. If you fall on some financial hardships, one of the best things to do is reaching out to those lenders. Now, I know those lenders cannot be, or they're all are not as bad as we think they are. But I'm telling you now, if you reach out and you use the appropriate verbiage to explain to some of these financial institutions, the desirable results will definitely be there. You just got to want it more, and you have to learn that these institutions are about business. And as long as you can come correct with the business verbiage, you'll get whatever it is that you want. Now, mind you, just because you get a credit card and you pay an item late, they're not going to be able to, unfortunately, stop the late payment. What they will do is they will give you some time to come up with the funds. But the best thing to do is now knowing if you borrow, paying on time is 35% of your overall credit score. Bottom line, if you borrow, 35% of your overall credit score is paying on time. If you don't pay on time, you're setting yourself up for failure. So that's the number one thing to eliminate financial behavior, problem financial behavior. Eliminate problem financial behavior by understanding 35% of your overall credit score comes from paying on time. While there are thousands of credit cards available, most require some sort of credit history in order to qualify. This can make it harder for people with less than stellar credit. Typically, a credit score below 580 or no credit at all to qualify for a card. So that means, again, you can have a low credit score or even no credit to qualify for a secured card. So if you're sitting at 6 and you're still not able to get the, shall we say, unsecured, if you're sitting at 7 and the same thing, it might be your history. Your history could be preventing you from. So the best way to reestablish that is to start looking at secured credit cards. And we're going to be talking about secured credit cards, and we're also going to be talking at some credit loans. All right, so secured credit cards, we're continuing here. Secured credit cards are one of the best chances at qualifying for credit. They're similar to traditional cards. They extend credit, charge interest, and may offer rewards, but require you to make a deposit, typically $200, in order to access a credit limit. So again, you're securing it with your resources. You're taking what you have in a established bank account, you're linking that bank account with, or you're making that deposit from that bank account to that secured credit card, $200, $300, $400, $500. I am now recommending to anyone reestablishing or building credit to keep your credit cards in that $200 to $500 range. Why? Why would I say that? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Too many of us go out there getting $1,000 credit cards, thousands of dollars credit cards, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $8,000. That's insane. If you are someone who's not making upwards of $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, $120,000, there's no reason that you should be going out getting credit cards that exceed your monthly understanding. Again, you should not go out getting credit cards that exceed your monthly understanding. We've been locked in our homes now for a year. Not locked completely, but you get my gist. You get my understanding. We've been in a pandemic. This pandemic has, for myself, I'm an isolationist. It had made me smarter than I thought I could ever be when it comes to now my business, when it comes to now how I teach, when it comes to now how I trade, when it comes to all of my financial decisions. This isolation period has made me a better financially. It has put me in a position where I'm now so secured and so on track with exceeding all of my wildest expectations that I have no other choice but to keep passing on these blessings to individuals who are equally wanting to get themselves out of financial hardship. There's a lot of us out there struggling, living in gingerbread houses, but yet we're starving. I don't get it. I don't understand it. There are too many ways to make money. And one of those ways to make money is through purposefully processing and executing proper credit management. It's just that simple. Whatever amount of money you deposit becomes your credit limit. So if you deposit 200, your limit. 300, your limit. 400, your limit. 500, your limit. Do not exceed $1,000. Do not, because all you're going to be doing is setting yourself up for failure. Now, again, if you make over $70,000, $80,000, again, different understanding, but I'm talking primarily to those who might not be in that 70, 80,000 category. And if you are someone who's in that 70, 80, upwards of, say you're in that 100,000 category or that 200,000 category and your credit's not good, well, definitely you should be talking to someone like myself. If you want a higher credit limit, you'll need to deposit more money. But these are secured cards. You're securing them with your own resources, and they will act exactly like you need them to act, whether it's got a MasterCard, whether it's got a Visa, whether it's got a Discovery, whether it's got American Express. There are secured cards out there for every situation. But remember, 35% of your overall credit is making sure you pay on time. Your secure deposit acts as collateral if you fail to make a payment. But don't worry about losing the money. Your deposit is refundable if you pay your balance in full and close your account. But why would you want to close your account? You're reestablishing, you're building. So focus literally on those understandings. You are in a situation where you must now. Credit is power. Cash may be king, but credit is power. It eliminates all of the minutia when it comes to financial decisions. Businesses, lending institutions, anyone that's going to be borrowing or lending to you, they're going to look at your credit, your data, prior to even having one conversation with you. So if you do your due diligence now, when it comes time for that purchase, you're not going to have a problem. It's going to be just that easy. So secured credit cards, which are marketed towards consumers with no or poor credit to determine the best card for building or rebuilding your credit. We considered a number of factors, including security deposit minimums, fees, reward programs, and APR. APR refers to annual percentage rate. But these are some of the things that you have to consider when you are selecting a particular secured card. Some of them have pros, some of them have, actually, they all have pros and cons to them. One of the biggest cons that I've found is that they don't have a 24-hour customer service. You're dealing with a low-end credit product. So again, a lot of these companies choose to put that off in a different department where they limit your access to a live person. You might have between 9 and 9, depending on which end of the country you are in. But for the most part, you will have somebody. They might not even have customer service over the weekend, so you might have to wait the weekend. But again, these are geared and oriented towards individuals who have had previous credit issues. So once you have established yourself, say for 6 months, 9 months, then you can convert that over from a secured to an unsecured. Then you fall back into that understanding of, oh, now I'm going to get that top-notch, shall we say, customer service, where they may have a 24-hour customer service line, or they may have better fees, or better rewards programs, or they may even lower your interest rate. But we got to get there first before we can even begin to think about lowering anything or receiving any benefits. We got to get the product first and be selective about the products that you choose. All right, here are some financing options and for consumers with bad credit. Credit cards and credit builder loans for building or rebuilding your credit. So here's one, and the majority of what I'm going to be presenting to you is product that I own, that I myself actually use. So it's really important that anybody who's offering you anything, shouldn't they themselves be using the product? I agree wholeheartedly. And there are some items that I have not done, meaning I haven't used them myself, but I can more or less tell you, do your due diligence. Go online, read their reviews, check out if you got a customer service number, call that customer service number, get some information from their employees. Listen to some of how those customer services talk about you or talk about their product. If they're being dismissive, if they're wanting to get you off the phone, maybe that's not a good fit. If they're willing to do what I do, which is let me have it. Tell me everything that you got. Give me everything that you think is going to help me help you get to where you need to be in life, then that's the type of business I want to do business with. It's just that simple. So Open Sky of Visa has been exceptional. Exceptional. Do not worry about that regular APR of 17.39 because, again, that V means variable. This is your money. You're securing it with your resources so that that APR doesn't apply. It will apply if you do convert that card over into an unsecured card. Annual fees are, you might as well get used to them. We're paying fees for almost everything now. Okay, so don't even think about it. Pay it. In the long run, it's going to pay off. This is a great card. Open Sky is a secured Visa credit card. It is a credit card. You will get a statement. You will have to, again, make your payments on time. Bring down that utilization. Utilization is 30%. So just think about that for a second. Two areas that I just explained: utilization and payment history. Those two pieces are 65% of your overall credit score. So if you can do those two things, you're on your way to securing your financial future. And this is just one opportunity that will allow for you to do it. So why is it one of the best cards to build credit with? Well, if you're really worried about that, your credit history, whether bad or non-existent, will prevent you from starting the credit building process. So Open Sky is an interesting option. While it does charge a $35 fee, they will not check your credit when you apply. That is the plus. That's the plus. You will not take a hit to your credit and don't get the product. The only way that you will not get this product is if you give them false information. The only way that you will not get this product is if they can't, or if you can't secure your card with your method of securing the card. You're going to need a bank account. You're going to need something that they can go to pull over to secure that funds that you're going to be putting as now your limit. Remember, keep your cards under or in that $1,000 range. Why do I mean that? Because it's going to help you with making sure that you can make your payments and bring it down to that understanding amount until you are in that 700, in that 800. When you get into the 700, there's a different understanding. When you get to that 750, different understanding. When you get to that 800, you're pretty much free and clear. You'll be able to do whatever you want. All right, here's another one. It's called the Pedal. This is a cash back, no fee Visa credit card. All right, here's some rewards. 1% cash back on eligible purchases right away and up to 1.5. Now, I'm not a big gimmicks person. A lot of these cards offer gimmicks. That is another gimmick. Again, 1% cash back. If you got a $500 card, if you got a $1,000 card, really, it's really not that much. Focus on the product, meaning helping you get to that understanding of where you need to be. These offers on these types of low-end cards, me as a professional, I would tell you don't put much emphasis into that. Wait until you are in a prime situation where you can get off of the secured and convert into an unsecured. Then you're going to find out that the perks work better for you. You're probably going to do a little bit more shopping. If you're someone who travels, a mileage card would be best for you. But again, if you're someone who doesn't have credit, or you're someone with a low credit score, you're reestablishing or you're building credit, the best thing to do is start with secured cards. Again, here's a plus: no credit history required. No credit history. They will not check your credit. No fees whatsoever. Good thing. All right. Here's some of the negatives. Cards itself for rebuilding credit. The card isn't for rebuilding credit, but it's for people with good credit. All right, so this isn't a rebuilding credit card, but it's good for building credit. All right, so it means if you're brand new, all right, you could probably still get this card and rebuild. Again, the principles of credit is to make sure that you're doing two things primarily: paying on time, bringing down that utilization. Paying on time, bringing down that utilization. Make that part of your understanding. Paying on time, bringing down your utilization. Every 30 days, paying on time, bringing down that utilization. If you do that, I'm telling you now, you will see your credit go through the roof. One of the pros here, credit limit ranges from $500 to $10,000. Unless you make over $100,000, there's no way that you should be getting a $10,000 credit card. It's just that simple. And if you are in that range and you don't have sufficient credit, you need to be calling Leverage Credit Recovery. If you are upwards of $100,000, $90,000, $80,000, and you don't have good credit, you definitely need to be calling Leverage Credit Recovery to get yourself on track, because you are already paying out the wazoo for everything that you purchase. All right, Discover It, secured credit card. So again, Discover has their means of also in the game. You got to be in the game to actually reap the benefits. They got an earning 2% cash back on gas stations and restaurants, up to $1,000 in combined purchases each quarter. So a quarter is 3 months. So clearly, well, actually a quarter is 4 months. Well, it's 3 months if you break it down into 4, but we all know that a quarter is 4. So let's just keep it going. All right. Plus, earn unlimited 1% cash back. Again, don't get caught up on these rewards. A lot of these rewards, if you're thinking in the same manner in which I'm thinking, a $200, $400, $500 credit card, the rewards are going to be so minuscule that it wouldn't even really matter. Just, again, paying on time, bringing down your utilization. Paying on time, bringing down your utilization. So, again, some of their pros: cashback program, generous welcome bonuses. Do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. There's a learn more here that you can also find on the actual websites to get more information. But I'm just pulling up those that are starters. These are for individuals looking to either rebuild, reestablish, or brand new to the credit game. Some of the negatives: cashback program limits earnings 2%. Obviously, we know it from the stations, gas stations, restaurants. Low credit line prevents cardholders from charging high items or many many expenses. So it's important to understand, why am I asking you to get a lower end card? Well, let's think about it for a second. What if you decided to put your cable bill on one of these credit cards? It's an already established item. You know you're going to have to pay your cable every single month. So why not put that on something that's going to build your credit? Your cell phone. This is called allocating. We're allocating our credit now. And if you can allocate your credit, I'm telling you, after the year that we've had where we've been locked in our homes, we're about a year, March, April, May, June, July. So we're about a year and 4 months that we've been in some form of isolation. You know what monthly bills are there. And prior to the pandemic, you knew what the monthly bills were there. But now it's solidified. It is solidified. You almost even know how much groceries you probably spent in that last year, minus out the 4 months since March. So there's no excuses now, people. None. Zero. This is a new, and it's also for rebuilding. Okay. New as well as also for rebuilding. Secured MasterCard from Capital One. So Capital One, again, one of the largest financial institutions out there. I'm not really crazy about Capital One. I'm not crazy about any of these financial institutions, but we're going to need them for the time being, for the foreseeable. So let's make sure that they understand that they're dealing now with savvy, smart, intelligent, educated consumers that do our due diligence. We do our homework prior to getting into any contractual obligation. Do your homework. It's just that simple. If you do your homework, you won't have any problems. And if you are unsure of what questions to ask, reach back out to those who have given you that information. There's too many of us getting our information from grandmother or grandfather. Nothing wrong with grandma and grandpa. Some of them are the best resources up. But some of us are getting our information from individuals that don't really possess the knowledge. They're just grabbing it out of the air. They're just grabbing it from their hind parts. So it's really now important to seek out individuals that know the conditions of your understanding. And once they do, definitely fall back on them every time that you have a question. Capital One, again, it's had its issues, but let's go beyond its issues. No credit history. So you're not going to get hit with a credit inquiry. All right, here's some of the pros again. No annual fees. Your $200, if you choose to go that route, is refundable. Get access to high credit lines after making your first 5 monthly payments on time. So they're even giving you a reward for making your monthly payments on time. No fees charged on purchases made outside the U.S. So if you are a frequent traveler, there you are. Flexibility to change your payment due date. But remember, change your due date prior to your bill being done. Prior to your bill being ready to prior to your bill being ready to process. So if say your bill's on the 10th and you call them on the 10th, talk about you want to move it, you're probably going to get hit with a late fee. So if you do it on the 5th, prior to the 10th, they might be able to accommodate and you won't get hit with any type of fee. All right, here's some of the negatives. High 26.99 variable APR. But you got to remember something. This is not their money. It's your money. You're securing it with your money, so that APR is actually yours. So they have no rewards program. After you apply and submit your deposit, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to get your card. Again, perfectly fine. Just allows for you, once you get that card, to start doing the appropriate things with your credit. Paying on time, bringing down your utilization. Those two areas, paying on time, bringing down your utilization. All right, so now we're going to jump into some loan builder products. Loan builder products are, again, an excellent way of helping you build your credit out. Again, credit cards are 1, authorized users are 2, loan builder products are 3. Credit cards that you have, secured credit cards or unsecured credit cards, is one opportunity that you can use to build credit. Authorized users, meaning you piggyback off somebody else's credit who has an excellent credit profile already. And then clearly now the third is credit builder loans. So here's a great opportunity that one could use. Republic Bank has a C BBB rating. They claim that their credit builder program may improve your credit in as little as 12 months. But also, as with anything, there's no guarantee. If you put in the work, more than likely you'll reap the benefits. The money you borrow will be placed in a certificate of deposit, so it's a CD, where it will earn interest during repayment. You can learn more about the Republic Bank Credit Builder Loan on their website. Here's some of the pluses again. The lending EDU rate is 4.21. The loan amounts that you can qualify for, 500 to 1,500, and the terms really simple: 12 months, 18 months, or 24 months. Just that simple. They're helping you with you giving them money. They hold on to that money and they report it, and then when they give it back to you, you have now established yourself with a credit builder loan, which will improve your credit. Heartland Bank equally has a A+ BBB rating. The Heartland Bank Credit Building is part of the bank's small dollar loan program. The program is designed to assist you in building and repairing your personal credit. Your funds will be placed again into a Heartland Bank simple savings account where you will earn interest during your repayment. And as always, go to their website. Their website will give you far more information, and also reach out to the bank itself and ask them, talk to their customer service, find out how good their product is by talking to the people who offer the product. All right, so they have a rating of 3.74 to 5. The loans pretty much are all the same, and no terms have been provided, so more than likely 12, 18, 24, meaning months. Self. This is a product that I use. This is a product that I use. This is a product that I use. It has worked phenomenal. It has worked phenomenal. Not only do they help you with once you get the CD, that's part of the building credit, they also give you a secured card. Okay, so you're getting double, you're getting double the bang for your buck. When you start off the program with this CD, they're going to help you rebuild. Once you get your secured credit card, guess what they're going to do? They're going to help you rebuild. So you got double the bang for your buck. This card is amazing. This card is amazing. Amazing. Okay, it's simple. Everything can be done online. I have not had not one bit of problem since I've had this card, and I'm about already up to my time where this CD is going to be now paid out, and all I'm going to do is turn right back around and get me another self card. Just that simple. And I'm hoping that they can even extend the one that I have, so I won't even have to do really much. They're going to send me my money that I saved. I'm going to take that money and put it into an investment opportunity, and then I'm going to keep building that credit out. All right, so their loan or their lending EDU, which is their rate, how do they rank overall? 3.7 to 5. All right, or 3.7 out of 5. My apologies. Total amount of payment, $600 to $1,800. I believe I did $1,800. I did mine for 12 months, shortest time period. Money goes in, being saved. I still get to use whatever money that I allocate. So whatever money that of this $1,800 that I've allocated for my credit limit is now part of the overall process. It's a great card. Please check it out. If you're looking to rebuild, start on credit, this is an excellent, excellent, excellent card to get. Open Sky, Self, 2 cards that I use. Open Sky and Self, 2 cards that I use. All right, Metro Credit Union. Metro Credit Union has a A+ BBB rating and comes in as the highest rated credit building loan product by the lending EDU. Loans fund will be deposited into a Metro savings account, whether it's a CD, whether it's an account where you will earn dividends during the select term. You can learn more, obviously, at their websites. Please, again, folks, I'm giving you the recommendations. The recommendations are go to the website, call their customer service, and talk to the individuals. Get as much as you can from the people who offer the product before you make a decision. Now, this has a beautiful rating, 5 out of 5. 500 to 300, or excuse me, 500 to 3,000. Loan terms up to 24 months. This is brilliant. This is an excellent opportunity. Again, pay on time, pay on time, pay on time. If you pay on time, they're going to reward you. They're going to give you everything that you need as far as paying on time on credit builder loans, on credit cards, making sure you pay on time and bring down those utilizations. You do that, you're going to be fine. Great products already that have been mentioned. The average consumer needs between, a single consumer needs between 5 and 8 credit products. Okay, 5 and 8 credit products. We've only talked about 2, which is credit cards and credit builder loans. You have other products that go out there. You have your standard loans. You have your, obviously, as I stated, your unsecured credit cards. You have your store cards with no logos. You have other loans from third parties that are all being reported. So any type of borrowing that's getting reported helps build your credit. What I mean by reported, it's getting reported to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. All right, Digital Federal Credit Union. Digital Federal Credit Union receives a BBB rating. You'll earn dividends through the DCU savings account during your repayment. The DCU credit building loan has a rating of 3 out of 5. So again, does not matter what their rating is. Call them, inquire, ask them those questions. If you have any issues with reaching out to them or need someone to kind of be a liaison in the middle, that middleman or that third party, by all means, reach out to Leverage Credit Recovery. We'll definitely walk you through whatever it is that you're going to need to move you through their process. It's just that simple. Just that simple. All right, so here it's saying 4.97 out of 5. So 3 out of 5 or 4.79 out of 5. Again, with their website, call them, ask them. 500 to 3,000. Loan terms are almost pretty much all the same, 12 to 24 months. U.S. Alliance Federal Credit Union, U.S. Alliance Financial. All right, financial, U.S. Alliance Financial Credit Union received equally A plus, triple B rating. You receive your published rate as long as you enroll in automatic payments. Now, some of these automatic payments, be careful. Sometimes these companies do not turn it off and you end up still paying after you've dissolved your contractual understanding. So be careful with these so-called automatic payments. All right, just be careful. Not saying that they're bad, not saying that they're good. I'm just asking you as a savvy, now wise, smart, intelligent consumer to be cautious and wary of if you should decide to go with this particular lending opportunity. All right, these are financial credit builder loans. Their rating is 4.75 out of 5, 200 to 2,000. Again, loan terms are pretty much all the same, 12 to 24 months. All right, so secured cards, P2P lending, lease to own financing. These three are ideal. These are ideal. We've been talking about secured credit cards. This is one way to help you as a consumer have better control over your finances by securing your credit cards, having them allocated to certain understandings. If you do that, I'm telling you now, you will find yourself in a much better understanding. You already know you got a cable bill. You already know you got a phone bill. You already know you got utilities. You already know you have some subscriptions that are now in the hundreds of dollars. You already know that you got your insurance. If your landlord would allow for you to pay your rent with a secured card, by all means, get a secured card that pays that rent. Because unfortunately, a lot of companies out there, meaning landlords, they don't report. None of them actually do. And the two companies that I've heard of that actually do allow for your rent to be processed, they're only processing it with one company, and that was TransUnion. So your landlord could be the biggest resource to helping you. It's a win-win for both you and your landlord. Your landlord's going to take you serious if you come to him and say, hey, you know what? I'm attempting to rebuild or reestablish my credit. Can you help me with reporting my credit? You can tell him you don't have to do any heavy lifting. We'll do the heavy lifting. We'll do the heavy lifting. You just got to get him or her on board, and we'll take care of the rest. All right, peer-to-peer lending, borrowing from a personal loan between peers. All right, personal loan between peers. Find someone who trusts you and you trust them if they have the resources. Again, borrow, contract, put it on so that it gets recorded to your files. Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Lease to own financing. These are more of the issues that I like to say. They're not problematic, but again, read those fine prints. Help retailers offer financing for home appliances, furniture, electronics, and other items. There was a friend who introduced me to it was a jeweler who's offering something similar to this, where you bought jeweler items, they gave you about $5,000. You made one or two purchases to keep it low, keep that utilization nice and high. You pay down those purchases. Win-win. Win-win. Win-win for the jeweler, win-win for you. Again, you're looking to reestablish, you're looking to rebuild, or you're looking to get it going, get it started. All right, but those are some options: secured credit card, peer-to-peer lending, and lease-to-own financing. All right, access to credit and loans may come easier than you expect, but they should always also be a danger sign. There are several lenders who are willing to provide lines of credit or loans to people with poor credit. These options are often very predatory. So it's really important to be careful with whom you do business. If you're simply trying to rebuild your credit history and improve your credit score, then there is no need to take these offers. None. Zero. Be cautious. Do your homework. Reach out to those who have provided information that got you into this understanding to begin to start even thinking about securing or rebuilding or reestablishing or just getting that credit going to begin with. And here are some of these companies that we, unfortunately, you got the ones that we love and you have the ones that you want to avoid. All right, so payday loans or title lenders, please avoid them. Payday loans or title loan lenders, please avoid them. Please avoid them. Do not, under no circumstances, give these individuals thousands of percentages in repayment. Please stop. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Reach out to someone who has a better opportunity for you. These payday loans are thousands of percentages. There is never a need to take out a payday or title loan if you're trying to merely build or reestablish credit. Most of these lenders do not report to the bureaus, meaning the agencies. I like to keep the bureau word in there because I want to get you accustomed to these are not federal bureaus. These are private entities that make billions of dollars while paying hundreds of millions of dollars in fines and fees. All right, lenders don't report to the bureaus, and you'll likely end up in a painful, vicious cycle of borrowing and being unable to pay it down. So these loans are predatory. All right, payday loans, title loans, they're predatory. Please do not do that. All right, First Premier. I know some of us have had a First Premier, and we're probably thinking, wait a minute, I still got one of those in my wallet. Well, I equally had a First Premier as well. The bank claims it wants to offer people a second chance when it comes to their finances, but its fee structures and the fine print proves the exact opposite. First Premier charges you a processing fee up to $95 just to apply for the credit card. Then it levies a $75 annual fee on the credit card, and most cards only come up with a $300 limit. So you're now $95 out, $75 out. You're paying $170 for a $300 credit line. The APR, which is annual percentage, is a painful 36% in a year. Two of the annual fees reduced to $45, but then you're charged a monthly service fee of $625. And on top of all of this, you'll be charged a 25% fee if your credit limit is increased. Stay away from this card. Stay away from this card. First Premier is not about helping consumers. First Premier is about helping First Premier. All right? Stay away from this card. Use the $170 it would take to open the card and get a secured card instead. Just that simple. All right, we're running up against the clock. There's still a few more items on this PowerPoint. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this my last Be Careful product. And we're going to continue this next week. So we're going to come right back to products, new products to help you secure and recover from credit hardship. So this one here. Now, these might look identical, but they are not. Credit One Bank and Capital One. Credit One Bank did this purposely. They did this purposely to confuse consumers. Credit One does an excellent job of confusing consumers into thinking they're applying for a Capital One card. And I've made that understanding with consumers. Oh, I'm like, oh, you got a Capital One. One of my clients said, oh, no, I don't have a Capital One. And I had to go back. Oh, no, it's not Capital One. It's Credit One. So they did that purposely to confuse the consumers. The logos are eerily similar and easily confused. While Credit One is not as predatory as First Premier or payday loans, there is really no need to be using one of these cards to rebuild your credit score. Credit One cards can have annual fees that range from $0 to $95 for year one and 0 to 95 in subsequent years. If you're approved for a card with an annual fee, you will be deducted, meaning that fee will be deducted from your initial credit limit. So again, all they do is take prior to giving you anything. And then when you finally get that card, it's so reduced, then you're thinking, wow, I gave them $300, but I'm only able to spend in the first Premier. I think they had it 170. In this one here, your new limit is now down to 225. Again, if you're happy with that, me personally, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So there are 3 types of loans and products that you definitely want to avoid. Payday loans and title loans, please avoid them. Please avoid them. Leverage Credit Recovery is here to help you. Please avoid payday loans, title loan lenders. Please avoid First Premier. They will take more of what they're saying they're giving you, and then you'll be left with nothing, and you will be frustrated. I'm telling you that right now. You will be frustrated. And lastly, Credit One is not Capital One. Credit One is not Capital One. Okay? Credit One is not Capital One. So there you have it, folks. There you have it in a nutshell. We broke it down. We gave you some great recommendations of which credit products to get. Open Sky is amazing. Self is amazing. You got a plethora of information that will gear you or steer you towards great secured credit products. You have also information that will steer you in the direction of great credit builder loans. If you have a trusted individual in the family that already has substantial credit or good credit history, definitely reach out to them and become an authorized user. But again, those who do help family members or friends or whatever the circumstance may be, make sure you do it in a contractual understanding. If these individuals can go to a bank and get it under a contract, then God knows if they go to grandma or grandpa, or if they go to brother or sister, or if they go to mom or dad should definitely be doing it in a contractual understanding as well. And that contract is real basic. It's just more or less telling them, you're going to do the right things, or guess what? I'm going to take you to court. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. My name is Tyrone Glover. I want to thank everybody for taking the time this afternoon. I am your dressed down CEO of Leverage Credit Recovery. We can be reached at our website, which is leveragecreditrecovery.com. You can also reach us by sending us an email at leveragecreditrecovery@gmail.com. We are here for you. We are here to make sure that you are successful. We are here to give you all of what you need, because these are times in which we need leverage, folks. We need leverage. We sat through a pandemic. Pandemic is not going away because we have individuals out there who are not getting vaccinated. Yes, love it. Please do your due diligence. 805-428-9424. I can be reached at any time of the hour. Clearly, if you call me at 2 o'clock in the morning, we might have a little bit of a problem. You might get me a little bit grouchy or grumpy. I'm just kidding. I told you I make a lot of jokes. But you'll get me, and I'll probably tell you, let's find an appropriate time to have this conversation. Again, thank you, everybody, for doing what you do by giving me the time to express to you the importance of building, reestablishing that credit so that yours can successfully live a stable financial life. Thank you very much, everybody. Be safe, stay blessed, stay alive.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Yana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.